Here are the details of the news. Israel has attacked 2,500 targets in the Gaza Strip, with at least 12 Hamas commanders killed. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, have carried out more than 2,500 attacks on Hamas targets in Gaza since the ground operation began, according to the IDF. The military has deployed fighter planes to target Hamas infrastructure, weapons depots, observation posts, and control centers. During the night, IDF aircraft attacked the military compound of Hamas in the military base in Fukhap, where command centers and observation posts were located, along with additional infrastructure for rocket production. In the context of the IDF's increased ground attacks in Gaza and continued airstrikes on Hamas targets, Defense Minister Joa Galen stated that Israel is dismembering individual Hamas battalions and will eliminate the group's leader, Yahya Sinwar. He said that Israeli forces are targeting Hamas in the city of Gaza from both the south and north and have entered urban areas. Hamas leaders will be held accountable, and we will find those leaders. We will find the leader of Hamas, Yahya Sinwar, and remove him. If the people of Gaza find him before we do, that will shorten the battle. Galen also said, after this operation, there will be no threat in Gaza that can harm Israel from the southern border. We will have complete freedom of action outside this territory. According to the IDF, they have accessed Hamas tunnels in the northern part of Gaza. The Israeli military has detected numerous tunnel entrances during their operations in the northern Gaza area. The IDF had previously announced a large-scale campaign to destroy Hamas tunnels and has blown up more than 100 tunnels. In other news, there have been protests in Israel calling for Prime Minister Netanyahu's resignation. Hundreds of protesters gathered outside the private residence of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, demanding his resignation. They have accused him of betrayal. Netanyahu has not taken responsibility for the failures leading up to the Hamas attack. A poll conducted on November 4th showed that 76% of those surveyed believe Netanyahu should resign, and 64% believe Israel should hold elections immediately after the conflict with Hamas ends. When asked who is most responsible for the Hamas attack, 44% blame Netanyahu, 33% pointed to the IDF's chief of staff and senior military officials, and 5% blamed Defense Minister Benny Gantz. Hamas's recent attack on Israel has resulted in more than 144 people in Israel losing their lives and over 5,400 people injured. The IDF launched a military campaign in Gaza, causing over 9,000 people there to lose their lives, with at least 32,000 people injured, transforming many areas into rubble. Israel's defense minister, Amit Eliyahu, faced strong criticism for his comments about a potential nuclear strike on Gaza. His remarks were met with a swift response from Prime Minister Netanyahu, who distanced himself from Eliyahu's statements, emphasizing that Israel and its military are acting in accordance with the highest international legal standards to prevent harm to non-combatants. Meanwhile, protests and calls for Netanyahu's resignation have been increasing in Israel, with hundreds of people gathering outside his home. They are demanding a clear statement from Netanyahu regarding his resignation. However, Netanyahu has not taken responsibility for the failures leading up to the recent Hamas attack. In the midst of the ongoing ground operation and airstrikes in Gaza, Wafa, the Palestinian news agency, reported that Israel conducted an airstrike on the Magari refugee camp in Gaza, resulting in numerous Palestinian casualties. Israel has not commented on this incident. The Magari camp is located in the Bala region in central Gaza. Earlier on October 31st, Israel confirmed an airstrike on the Jabalia refugee camp, the largest refugee camp in Gaza, and eliminated Ibrahim Barari, a key Hamas commander who participated in the recent attack on Israel. As of November 4th, the Palestinian casualties from Israeli attacks in Gaza have reached 9,488, with more than 23,000 people injured. In contrast, Israeli officials have reported that more than 1,400 people in Israel have lost their lives since the recent conflict began. Hamas claims that 60 hostages have gone missing due to Israeli attacks on Gaza. However, Israel has not provided confirmation regarding these incidents. Specifically, Mr. Abu Eid, the spokesperson of the Jin al-Alam Brigade, wrote on Hamas's Telegram account that 23 bodies of the 60 missing Israeli hostages appear to be trapped under the rubble. He stated that it seems like we may never be able to reach them. At the end of last month, Hamas estimated that about 50 hostages held by their group did not survive the Israeli attacks in Gaza. The Israeli military has not commented on this information. Hamas released 4 civilian hostages out of 239 who were detained. On October 11th, U.S. officials stated that they had deployed drones over Gaza, to search for hostages taken by Hamas. The U.S. is making every effort to rescue hostages in Gaza, but there is no guarantee of success, and no specific time frame has been provided. Senior U.S. government officials have revealed that the U.S. is indirectly involved in efforts to rescue the hostages, but this mission is extremely difficult. Many hostages are still held in Gaza, where the Israeli military has conducted air raids and surrounded the territory. U.S. officials believe that this mission would require a temporary ceasefire to evacuate the hostages. They also stated that the U.S. is doing everything possible to rescue the hostages, but there is no certainty regarding the success of this operation or when it will commence. On November 1st, Hamas leaders Ismail Haniyeh and Hamas leaders declared that the Israeli hostages held in Gaza are facing death and destruction similar to what the Palestinian people have endured. Hezbollah fired heavy rocket fire at Israeli forces, and a Lebanese security official confirmed that Hezbollah launched rockets at an Israeli military base on November 4th, increasing the risk of a new front of conflict. According to the Al Mayadeen TV station based in Beirut, Hezbollah fired 2 Buchan rockets at an Israeli military position on November 4th. This attack marked the first time Hezbollah used the heavy Buchan rockets to strike Israeli forces. A Lebanese security official confirmed information about the Buchan rocket's first use. The Buchan is a heavy rocket type previously used by Hezbollah and the Syrian government to attack Syrian rebel forces. This type of heavy rocket can reach a maximum range of 5 kilometers and carries a warhead containing heavy explosives ranging from 400 kilograms to 500 kilograms, potentially causing significant damage to its target. The escalating tensions between Hezbollah and Israel continue to lead to new developments. According to the Israel Defense Forces (IDF) spokesperson, Avichai Adrai, Israeli fighter jets, tanks, and artillery have targeted multiple locations along the Lebanon border. These targets include Hezbollah's attack positions in Lebanon. Some weapons storage sites and command posts are among these targets. However, the IDF has not commented on which Israeli positions were targeted by Hezbollah's Buchan rockets. Hezbollah began its attacks on Israeli positions on October 8th to show solidarity with Hamas. The entire border area between Lebanon and Israel has since seen artillery duels between Israel and Hezbollah. Electronic warfare, EW confrontations, have also taken place between Israel and Hamas. Hamas and the IDF have been deploying advanced electronic warfare systems in Gaza to counter each other's capabilities. Electronic warfare has been a long-standing battleground where adversaries have been using sophisticated military technology. In the past, Hamas was often considered less interested and capable of waging electronic warfare. However, the group's trends and capabilities have clearly evolved over the past 8 years. Emily Harding, director of the National Security and Technology Program at the International Institute for Strategic Studies, IISS, in the United States, states that Hamas is increasingly mastering electronic warfare capabilities thanks to support from its allies and the widespread availability of modern technology. In practice, Iran has a great deal of experience in electronic warfare and anti-jamming techniques when dealing with U.S. forces in Iraq. Their proxy networks have consistently disrupted U.S. forces and used effective jamming techniques to disable remote-triggered improvised explosive devices, IEDs. Harding notes that Iran may have shared these expertise with Hamas and Hezbollah. She suggests that sharing may encompass not only expertise in using electronic warfare techniques, but also the transfer of jamming and anti-jamming equipment to Hamas. Harding points out that accessing equipment for jamming GPS satellite navigation signals and electronic warfare is straightforward due to the prevalence of the technology. It has become a hallmark of the current conflict, as seen in the ongoing Ukraine conflict, where both sides procure items online and perform remarkable feats. Eric Toller, an editor of defense intelligence at Bellingcat, also emphasizes that Hamas might deploy complex Iranian electronic warfare systems to disrupt Israeli ISR, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance capabilities. In Gaza, Hamas could purchase such equipment on the commercial market to achieve its aims. He notes that Israel might also seek to leverage its MCT Tech MC-48, a versatile electronic warfare system that can be carried in a backpack and used by infantry or mounted on UAVs. It is suitable for disrupting small, sophisticated UAVs and other coordinated systems, participating in attacks on the adversary's communication systems in a coordinated assault. In a volatile conflict like this, both sides are likely to move street by street, neighborhood by neighborhood. Avi Issacharoff, an analyst at Haaretz, suggests that Hamas could use electronic warfare, both crude and sophisticated, to disrupt Israeli targeting or reconnaissance in the urban environment. Harding emphasizes that the electronic warfare confrontation in Gaza will likely take place mainly at the tactical and operational levels. She is sure that Hamas will make the most of small jamming sets to prevent Israel from targeting or reconnaissance within the urban environment. This expert believes that the Israeli side may seek to combine its approach by integrating systems such as the MCT Tech MC-48 with more robust electronic warfare attack and defense systems like Scorpio's TRE. Despite the differences in this conflict, there may be similarities in how both sides approach electronic warfare. Hamas is likely to apply Ukraine's approach of integrating new technology with existing capabilities. Israel has developed several electronic warfare attack modules of its own and has been marketing response to jamming systems like the MC-48 since 2018. Such small modules have seen rapid development since then, and Israeli forces may find ways to utilize them within the confines of Gaza. However, Harding suggests that Hamas may also have learned valuable lessons from the Ukrainian conflict and could opt to apply a similar approach, melding new technology with old devices. Overall, this conflict is rapidly changing, and a key element will be electronic warfare. Both sides are likely to seek to utilize their electronic warfare capabilities to gain the upper hand, and this will play a significant role in the course of the conflict.